Hi, welcome to Making All the Plans. I'm Connie, and if we haven't met before, I'm a busy mom of two active kids, and both my husband and I have full-time careers. My goal is to share with you how I stay on top of all life throws at me in one planner so that you might be able to do the same. I do have my weekly packet here, as well as some stickers from Just Starkey and some box stickers. The faith page on the beginning is from Squared Plans, a little bit modified, and then some more modified pages, this time from Heart Breathings, the HB90 course. So let's go ahead and get started getting this decorated for this week. The first thing that I want to do, of course, is put down some washi tape. And my washi tape is definitely on the older side at this point, and I do struggle with it quite a bit. Most rolls are now starting to stick to itself, so I have to work to get it started. But once it does get started, it's usually okay while I'm using it. And I stopped using the tracker on this page, so I do want to cover it up. I did use some whiteout since you can see through washi tape, especially this washi tape that has white and pink stripes. The white, it would be very noticeable, and the pink you would still be able to see through. And I'm using my Live Love Posh washi tape cutter, but you could use anything, the edge of an old gift card, or maybe even just the edge of a ruler or an X-Acto knife if you wanted to be fancy. I'm also going to overlap this green washi tape. I do like the effect of multiple washi tapes layered on top of each other. I did struggle to get this one going as well, and there's a sticky residue stuck on the same part of the washi tape roll. So I will struggle with it for a while until I can get that all scratched off. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to mesh the two types of florals, but I wanted to make sure that I had more than enough to pick from. So I feel like this is a good amount of florals. That's why I printed a separate sheet of boxes and a separate sheet of florals, because I definitely didn't want to run out of florals. But I'm just going to start by tucking some florals around the washi tape up near the prayer list. And it is Friday evening after a full day's work and really getting some tasks done and crossed off my list today, which has been great. But I am running out of steam at this point, so it is going to go a little slowly. I sped it up because I wasn't doing this very quickly. But I'm also going to be out of town quite a bit this week, so I didn't want to go too crazy with the spread since I won't be in my planner a ton, I'm guessing. I did grab the Gentle Reminders sticker book. I love the quotes in it. They're just a little big, so they are a little difficult to use. But if you're looking to fill up a big space, then this is the sticker book for you. This first sticker just says, "Let love grow." And I wanted to just put it in one of those boxes because even if I do a verse a day every day, I have one extra box. So I do like to put something in it. And then I put the bloom sticker down up at the top. And I didn't like how they were both over on the left side of the page. So I did use my undo and pull up the Let Love Grow sticker and put it over on the right side instead. Now let's jump to our week and get that done. I doubt I will be using any of the quote stickers on these pages since I like to leave plenty of room for functionality. And I think I mentioned in my last video that I need to go through and just change this template up a little bit more so that I don't have to write in these lines and the numbers for the hours every week. But I just leave a little bit of room at the top in case there are birthdays, anniversaries, or events that are the whole day. And then I put numbers down the side from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. And then I put another set of lines at the bottom, and everything below that I usually reserve for making all the plans tasks. And then I will do that again on the left side of the spread so that Monday through Sunday all have the same setup. And I am using a Rytech pen today. I've just been trying out different pens to see how much they smear when I run the ruler over them, but I am pretty happy with the Tech. It just doesn't write as smooth as the Uniball one that I was using last week. And it could have just been user error today and not taking my time, but I think I would go back to the Uniball one. For my pink striped washi tape, I am going to put it below the line at the bottom so that I'm not taking up any functional space, but I'll put that on both sides and then I'll also overlap the green just to carry that same theme from that first faith page that we did. I love that you can use washi tape to bring in either some pattern or some color, and it doesn't take up a lot of room on the page and it doesn't take away functional space. And depending on which washi tape you choose, it can have a big visual impact if you want it to. But I'm really liking how the pink and this limey chartreuse green really bring in those summer vibes, even though it's going to be a heck of a work week. I did also decide to use the washi tape to split up the calendar items from my top area and the bottom area for my list. This isn't something that I necessarily typically do, but I really wanted to bring a little bit more of that green into the page. And even though the flowers do have some green in them, it's a little bit different of a color of green. So I just wanted to bring some more of this brightness across the page. And I really like how it's just a little bit different than my normal weekly spread where I just use a black line. So we may see some more of this in upcoming weeks. Another option would have been to cut down the pink washi tape so that it was thinner and I could have either overlapped or alternated the two. But there's plenty of pink in the flowers, I thought, so I really wanted to bring some more of that green in. Now let's drop in some boxes up at the top. I don't have any birthdays or anniversaries this particular week, but I am going to be traveling quite a bit for work, so I want to start by marking those things off. I'm going to kick off the week by taking a 2-day trip to Cleveland, and then thankfully we get to keep the rental car for 3 straight days instead of turning it in and checking it back out. But then on Wednesday, I'm headed to Athens. Probably one of the things I like least about traveling is having to go pick up a rental car every time we go somewhere. It's just very time consuming at the beginning of the trip. Now I'm going to drop in my calendar items for the week, and I'm going to start with my kids' items, which really it's all my son this week, but he has soccer practice on Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. And then he does have a dentist appointment on Monday, which one of the reasons why I like to write my calendar out like this is I know I'm going to be in Cleveland, so either my husband needs to drive him or he needs to be okay with driving himself to the dentist. But if I had not done this until Sunday night, I would have been scrambling to make sure that it was going to work out okay, or if it didn't, trying to find another option. And since my son can drive himself everywhere now, I will just kind of tuck his stuff over to the right side so that if I had something that overlapped his items, that I could still have room to write those things in. But I do like to make sure that he gets to where he needs to be when he needs to be there. Although he's gotten really good at it ever since he started driving himself. So I'm very happy about that. Next, I'm going to go ahead and drop in my work events. So purple is for the kids stuff, peach is for my work stuff, and instead of making the lines that break up my meetings peach, I am using black lines just because so many meetings back up next to each other that it's hard sometimes to tell where one thing is supposed to end and another thing's supposed to start. So I just feel like it's easier to tell the difference if I use a black line. And now I'm using the big friction eraser because I wrote all of that on the wrong day. All of that was actually for Wednesday. I only have one meeting that's actually scheduled on Thursday, and I did that because I might have jury duty on Thursday as well, so I didn't want to book my calendar and then have to move a bunch of meetings. But it's also hard to be traveling and also have to be in meetings. It just makes the traveling that much longer. So if I had a choice, it would have all been scheduled on Thursday, but with the possibility of jury duty, then I wanted to try and keep that day open as much as possible. And in general, we try not to schedule too many meetings on Fridays, just so everybody can try to wrap up their work before the weekend and not be opening a new can of worms. But Wednesday could be quite interesting with 3 meetings and travel. Then let's jump over to the sidebar and drop in some lines for some meal planning. This is the Christiane Design stencil, and I'm pretty sure it's the 6 millimeter spaced lines. I personally prefer lines when I'm writing in my planner because I tend to go uphill when I write if I don't have lines to follow. So I really do like the Christiane Design stencils and the options that she has with the spacing. The Happy Planner stencil, the lines were just spread too far out for me. I really like a tighter spacing. Think of it as wide ruled school paper versus college ruled school paper. And then I just dropped in a couple stickers for headers for those 2 sections, and one is just for meals and the other is for errands. And who knows if I'm even going to have time to run errands, but I will at least make a list of them so that I know what needs to be done towards the end of the week or early the following week. And then I'm going to take this middle box and put a little decor in it just to carry it across from the other pages. And I'm going to treat it just like I did the washi tape on the Faith page and kind of have those florals come out of that washi tape. And I'm feeling like I'm going to have plenty of stickers that are on the left side of that page, the more viney florals, and then I'll save those bigger florals for another spread. But I did think that I was going to have a hard time using both of them on the spread. I sometimes have a hard time mixing and matching such different sizes of the same type of image, if that makes sense. So the tiny florals and then the big florals. So I think I'll be happier if I use them on 2 different spreads. I also took some of those loose flower heads and put them on stems because I wasn't sure how just having a floating flower head was going to work for me. So I liked that I was able to take those green stems and drop some flowers on them. Then I'm going to take some of these box stickers and put them down below. And every day I'll just write the same thing, MATP, for making all the plans, and then I will drop the items in that I need to complete that particular day. And I'm guessing that Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday will be pretty empty, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday will be more heavy. I don't think that we have any big plans this weekend, so I will probably focus on trying to get as many videos recorded and edited as possible because I do have a vacation coming up very soon. So I like how that looks. Let's jump over to the task page and get this decorated. But until I get through the majority of the weekend, I am not sure what's going to have to go on my task pages. It's very dependent on what I get done over the weekend. I have gotten a lot accomplished this week in general, but it's really hard to plan my tasks out too far in advance since I'm not sure exactly how far I'll get on all the videos that I'm working on currently. So really, I'm just going to drop in some decor and then I will save the rest of this page for tomorrow. So I am going to make some more clusters of the florals here, And this box, I still have not quite figured out what to use it for. So generally, I use it for any big things that are going to be happening this week that will take time away from completing my tasks. So I will probably write things like 2 days in Cleveland, a day in Athens, jury duty, things like that, so that when I don't get a lot of tasks done, that's why. It's not because I was slacking or lazy, I just was not enough time in the week to get a lot of tasks done. And honestly, I could still be really productive next weekend, so I won't say that I'm not going to get any tasks done, but it just is a little harder when you're traveling for 3 days to get any big chunks of tasks done. I just have to remind myself that even a little bit of progress is still progress. And as you can see, I did cut down the washi tape here. I do like to split up the titles of my goals from my task list. So I go ahead and put this little washi tape down, and then I use my slice tool to trim the middle parts out of the washi tape because I really like to have 3 distinct columns. I will go into some more detail about this when I actually record that part, the tasks, and breaking all those down and using my post-its to figure out what needs to be accomplished this week. But like I said, I'll talk about that a little bit more in the next video. But I like how this is all looking. I do have just a little bit more of those viney florals, so let me go ahead and just use them. There aren't enough to save for anything, so let's just use those last 2 viney stickers, and then I'll drop in any more of those flower heads if I can. But I am excited that I have those other florals set aside for another spread, and then I also have those coordinating boxes that will go with those as well. I am going to drop some boxes in this area just to fill it up some, and then later I will come back in and just write in the items that I don't want to forget that took a lot of my time for the week. So let me know down below what you need to plan around this week, what big events that you have. If you like this video, don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and tomorrow I will walk through breaking down my tasks for this week of my crazy travel schedule. And I'll also talk about this being one of the reasons why I don't plan out everything 3 months in advance, since I only found out about these trips this past Wednesday. So I feel like this is a good structure for this week. I hope that everyone has a productive week, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!